This Roblox player has already lost everything after his father passed away. Roblox became the only light in his life. But soon, that light started to turn strange. Weird messages began appearing on his account from someone claiming to be his father. Could it really be him reaching out, or something far more sinister at play? This ARG covers some very dark topics, so viewer discretion is advised. Without further ado, let's dive into 2007 Roblox Archives. This is an ARG horror series that started in April 2023 and ended in August of 2024, which archived old Roblox videos from 2007 to 2008. On the surface, it looks like a simple Roblox channel from 2007, just a kid making videos about his gameplay, celebrating milestones, and hanging out with friends. But hidden inside these videos is something much darker. Strange messages, creepy faces, and cryptic clues begin to unravel a chilling story of loss, grief, and something waiting behind the door. This is the story of Jonathan, his father, and the Roblox ARG that blurs the line between reality and horror. In this first episode, we see our main character having a dance party by themselves. He walks out of the building and onto the edge of the world. Right as he stands at the very edge, someone speaks to him. "Jonathan, please talk to me. I'm sorry. Please don't jump. Listen to me." At the end, we see a man's face, all blurred out. All we can see is that he has dark hair and a beard. In the second episode, Jonathan says he found a new friend. For a split second before showing the friend's username, it says on the screen, Scott D. Bilodeau. After that, we see his friend's username and some messages between them. They're super excited to play games together finally. Jonathan especially is so excited to meet his new friend on Roblox for the first time. What could go wrong, right? Some of these videos have the date in the description, and this one is dated January 29, 2007. As you might guess from the title, he starts destroying the giant marioz. 40 seconds into the video, it cuts to weird messages between Jonathan and an unknown person. The messages say, "Jonathan, is that you? Hello? Who is this? Jonathan, please listen to me. Can you talk to Beth for me? I beg of you. And are you okay?" Jonathan replies, "Who are you?" After this strange message, the screen distorts, and it cuts back to Jonathan's gameplay footage. Whoever it is, they seem to know Jonathan well, and at least care for his well-being. Given that the person refers to Jonathan's mom as Beth, it's a strong possibility that this mysterious individual is Jonathan's dad, for some reason trying to contact his mom through these Roblox messages. So maybe this is his only way to reach out currently. The description for this one is February 10th, with the year having question marks. In this video, we get a message from Jonathan. "Hey guys, so I just wanted to say that my dad has gone missing, so I will not be uploading for a while because my dad is gone. Goodbye guys." Then the screen glitches and we see a bit of text on a black screen. It's too low quality to make out though. The ending is an audio that we can read as a spectrogram. When we take a look at the reading, we see the same man's face that was blurred out before, as well as the text, "Talk this out." Episode 5, Hide and Seek. This video starts off with gameplay footage of Jonathan playing hide and seek with a monster chasing him. Jonathan runs around, hiding from the monster, although we never see this monster. Then he starts going into a different part of the map, and there's this blinding light that kills him. After that, Jonathan says, "I feel like something's wrong. Where's the monster?" He slowly turns around, and then suddenly his computer blue screens. After the error description screen, someone says, "Please." At the last frame before the crash, you can see a figure. And this episode is on April 4th, 2007. This next video shows Jonathan recording his monitor while playing Roblox. Unfortunately for us, we can only see half of his screen because of the weird camera angle. After a little while, he dies seemingly out of nowhere, and when he respawns, he faces the camera and starts glitching out. It seems like he can't move, he's just stuck in place, twitching and staring eerily. Jonathan covers the camera and switches to the messages we saw before. "Please talk to your mommy before they come for me." "No." We can briefly see Jonathan replies, "Please explain to me who you are before I'll block you." In this video, we start off with a very shaky camera showing the messages between Jonathan and his friend, Pwner. This video is from Pwner's POV. Pwner sends a message, and then he gets a new friend request from this guy. Obviously, he accepts it, and the account sends him this message along with saying, "You know who he is. It is time to unveil." So first things first, the friend's name is a cipher that can be decoded to "Truth shall be revealed." I wasn't able to decipher what this code means. I thought it was a YouTube video link at first, but it doesn't have enough characters, so if you know what this could be, let me know in the comments. The description also has the text, "Here," which I also couldn't figure out the significance of, but someone in the comments said it translates to "is detached," but take this with a grain of salt, because I couldn't find anything to support that. In this episode, Jonathan is a bit freaked out because his friend Pwner sent him the creepy image of the person that tried to friend him, and it looks like there's some text at the bottom, but it's too blurry to make out. He's scared and doesn't know what to do. Suddenly, Jonathan says, "There's something in my hallway." At the end, there's a blurred image along with the text, "Talk this out" again. For a split second, we see the unblurred image at the end. It's a wanted poster for a man named Scott D. Bilodeau, who has dark hair and a beard, just like the images we've seen before. And this episode is from September 18th, 2007. This video documents the first time Jonathan and his friend Pwner actually meet in Roblox. They play together for a while. Pwner turns into a ghost, and Jonathan kills him with these flying heads. Then Pwner leaves the game out of the blue. Jonathan looks around the map for him, but when he comes across this pumpkin patch with a scarecrow, his game suddenly crashes. I saw a comment saying that this was actually another player, that's username doesn't show up on the player list, but I think it's more likely that it's actually just a scarecrow model, and because it's a humanoid model, it has a health bar. And that's actually why it's not on the player list. And this episode is from September 27th, 2007. In this video, we can see Jonathan celebrating 50 subscribers on his original channel, Astrobox6421. This just confirms that the channel we are watching these videos on are not the original uploads, but re-uploads of the original, made by Jonathan and his friends in 2007. This episode starts off with a message. After that is gameplay footage of Jonathan trying to survive, while the moon is falling on him. We see a string of text on the screen, which we can decode to, "Why do you still think I'm dead?" Jonathan decides to stand in the middle of the tower while the moon crashes into him. Then we see this message. It seems like this is a message from Jonathan's father, Scott, again. And him being represented by a falling moon could have something to do with actual events that happened, and even with his father's death. And this episode is from October 6, 2007. This video starts off with creepy camera footage showing a door. We cut to another Astrobox video of Jonathan playing Rocket Car Alley. He tests out some cars, and then he gets into a rocket and shoots off towards the sky. As he's in the sky, his game starts glitching, and we see a moon appear out of nowhere in the sky. Then we see a pixelated clip of a window, and then the same red door. The description of this video says, "I think something's in my computer. I don't know what it is. Please help." And this is from October 23rd, 2007. In this episode, we start off with a clip of a door. Then we cut back to Roblox footage, with Jonathan giving us an update on his friend Pwner. Basically, he said that he's very busy with school stuff and won't be on much. In this clip of Jonathan in the forest, we can actually see a player behind him in the bushes, and it looks identical to Jonathan's avatar. At 30 seconds into the video, this flashes on screen. "I opened the door." Jonathan repeats the same sentence twice. And then, almost as if in a trance, he walks off the map. This episode is from November 9th, 2007. The title of this episode can be translated to Trapped. This is the most horrifying part so far. We see that something or someone is waiting outside Jonathan's door, acting like his father. Meanwhile, Jonathan keeps insisting that his dad is dead. Similarly to the title, the description of the video can be translated to, "Your mother is away for now. I will take care of you. I promise. Please open the door. Please open the door. It's only me." At the end of the decrypted description, there's a Space Hey link that leads to an account named Scott D. Bilodeau. The account has only one friend, and it's Astrobox. In his bio, there's a link that leads to a Google Drive audio file. And reading this as a spectrogram, it says, "Let him talk to me, please," along with a couple images. March 25th, 2005. It's a child's drawing that reads, "Where is Dad?" May 16th, 2005. Another child's drawing with the characters Daddy, Mommy, and me. September 18th, 2005. Their house layout with his mom's room and his room next to each other, and a set of stairs. 2006. Then we cut to footage of Jonathan playing a Transformerz obby. An image flashes on screen, and then a message appears over the footage. There is no one at the door. I opened the door so early, my mommy is still asleep. I had to go to the living room. I miss seeing my mommy. She's always in her room crying. And this episode was from February 5th, 2008. This video is from a new character, Narwhalz. They're playing a cart ride game, but the footage keeps cutting out. We get a screenshot of Narwhal's latest blog entries, in which he says he's a new friend of Astrobox and Pwner. At the end, it says, "I miss him. It's been 4 months." And I think this would be a reference to Jonathan, and this episode is from June 3rd, 2008. In this video, we get a house tour.
Start digging in your butt, Flynn.
What? What?
After he says bye, he turns behind him, where there's a mysterious door. He goes towards it, hesitates, then opens it, and this happens.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system 6421.
Jonathan talks about how he noticed all the weird things going on in his videos, like the creepy faces and the weird door. He talked to Narwhalz about it, and he thought it was just a glitch, but a scary one. He decides to go back to his house game and see if the door was still there, but it wasn't. It was gone. There was, however, a figure in the window of his house. After that, it cuts to black, and at the end, we see an image of a pistol. This episode is from July 5th, 2008. This episode starts out with a couple camera footage clips of a house. We see the text, "I like hiding," and then a door. Next is gameplay footage of Jonathan preparing pizzas and delivering them. And something I've been noticing in these videos is that he's always playing alone, which makes the videos feel a little sad. However, we can see that Narwhalz and Pwner's gets credit for the video idea. And this episode is from September 3rd, 2008. This video is from Bethany, Jonathan's mom. She says the date is February 6th, 2024, and she has been uploading videos her son made in 2007 and 2008. Apparently, he is missing, and the police are still searching for him. She also tells us that Jonathan's father, Scott, committed suicide on August 8th, 2006, but something odd started happening after his death. We see this footage. My dad is alive. Every night I hear my front door opening. Pwner, are you seeing this video? Every night I hear crying. I'm scared. He was in my game. Mom, if you're watching this video now, check my messages. Jonathan was last seen June 28th, 2013. And apparently if you call this number, you will hear a corrupted dial-up with screaming, but I didn't feel like testing this one. This is the final entry of the series. It's another message from Beth. For the past few years, I called the authorities and police to find my son Jonathan. It's been 11 years. I've been told that Jonathan died, causing the case to be closed, but I don't believe that. She shows several screenshots of messages between Jonathan and narwhalz. There's another update from Beth. She received a message from an unknown person. Maybe a private detective, since the police already closed the case. It's a box with a cell phone and leaves inside. The phone had images, videos, and 2 audio recordings, one from Jonathan and one from Scott.
Inside of the game, but it means leave. I don't know why.
The next update is from August 3rd, 2024. Jonathan committed suicide at 23 years old with a gun. So next, let's go through the community posts on this account. The first community post is this profile picture with the text, "I'm not a hallucination." And we can assume that this is a message from Scott. The second community post is an image of pwner's profile with text on the image, although it's cut off. This is what I could make out. Story time. So there was a person named Astrobox, and he was happy in his house, but then he heard explosion. He went outside to check, and sees his friend pwner. So then I heard a knock on the door, and the rest is cut off. The next community post is a higher quality image of the child's drawing from episode 15, the Transformerz obby. This post includes an image of a hallway and a link on it. I think the site is now unavailable when I tried to go to it, but apparently the audio file included a knock on the door, followed by someone screaming. The next image is a super distorted one with a string of text and a profile picture icon. We can decode the text from hexadecimal, and it leads to this unlisted YouTube video. The title of the video is Jonathan.Bilodeau. It's a slideshow of images, Jonathan's drawings, that depict him in his room and something outside. Jonathan looks out the window. He asks the thing, "Where is he?" This post is titled The Final Episode, with this image. This is the latest post from this account. It's a file from St. Mary's Psychiatric and Wellness Center for the patient Bethany Bilodeau. The reason for referral is for psychiatric evaluation due to ongoing symptoms including disorganized speech, social withdrawal, auditory hallucinations, and paranoid ideations. These symptoms sound very familiar to what Jonathan was going through in the videos, and I think this file means that the hallucinations or haunting has passed on from Jonathan to Beth after Jonathan's death. At its core, this ARG seems to be about how Jonathan's father's death in 2006 left a wound so deep that it began to bleed into every part of his life. The figure we see, the man with dark hair and a beard, identified as Scott D. Bilodeau, matches his father. Even though Scott died by suicide, Jonathan begins receiving messages that sound exactly like what a grieving child might long to hear. "Jonathan, please talk to me." We don't have much to go on about the relationship between Beth and Scott, but we can see that after Scott's death, Beth blames him for bad things that happened afterwards. The video uploads start from around 2007, so we do know that Jonathan was about 6 years old when these events occurred. There's something quite sad about Jonathan acting so happy and upbeat in his videos and messages with his friends. But in reality, he's going through a lot of turmoil in his life. So what's really happening? One theory is that Scott's death created a kind of echo or haunting. The repeated themes of the door and the phrase "talk this out" suggests that Jonathan is caught between wanting to reconnect with his dad and fearing what might happen if he opens this door. The story frames Scott as both a tragic figure, begging to speak to Beth, and a threatening presence, luring Jonathan deeper into something he can't escape. Over time, Jonathan becomes more isolated. His online friends, pwner and narwhalz, seem real enough, but even they get tangled up in the strange messages and accounts tied to Scott. All of the glitches, they seem to be manifestations of Jonathan's unraveling mental state, as grief, trauma, and maybe even his father's presence, or a predator exploiting his grief, consume him. By the end, when Beth reveals Jonathan went missing and was later confirmed dead years later, it closes the loop in a devastating way. This is the story of a boy haunted by his father's death, manipulated by an unseen presence, and ultimately unable to escape the cycle of loss. Based on the fragments of audio recordings we hear at the end, it is possible that both Jonathan and Scott might live on in the game, but we will never truly know what happened. Let me know what you guys think about this ARG in the comments below. And that's about all I have for this video. I'll see you in the next one.